Hey there, legendary souls. Welcome to Unconventional Counseling. We're doing your new moon in Cancer, pick a card, tarot reading. And the main theme around this new energy that's moving on through, this change that's a brewing, is the world. There's a massive sense of accomplishment in the collective energy. We have made it. We've made it. So much is working out for us. So much is working through us. And there really is this sense of, how are you going to celebrate? What are you calling in? What do you have to look forward to? That recent full moon in Capricorn that we had was rocking so many of us. Just the sheer amount of pain and grief and negative self-talk that was coming up, and you could just feel in your bones. You couldn't get away from it. It was in your body and it felt so alive. This Cancerian new moon is offering us basically like the seesaw effect of that energy, where we got taken so low into the depths of us. There is this balancing nature of an invitation for us to balance out, but also to feel buoyant yet again. So take a moment, check in, and pick which pile resonates most with you. It may be one, it may be two, it may be all three, but we'll check in and we'll see what the energies have to say for you. Hey there, pile number one. Let's see what your pile has in store. Temperance. Yes, we're definitely talking a lot about balance right now. Balance of energy, balance of the emotional body, evenness, the King of Cups. And we have the Four of Swords. So what you can anticipate, what you are calling in for yourself, pile number one, is this experience of emotional mastery, of really knowing what you feel, why you feel what you feel, like what your inner processes are, what your inner dialogue is. And being able to give yourself timeouts and breaks when you need them, really allowing yourself to meditate and to rest and to just be like, dang, I can't believe I said that. Just really reflect on the experiences that you've been having, the experiences that are coming up for you in the mental body, and letting yourself move that energy through, allowing for there to be more of a flow. I wondered what emotions we could think of that would support you in feeling more of this. So we have inspired, moved, stimulated, challenged, a lot of creative energy at this time. This may be something that helps you feel more balanced. Creating. Ooh. Jealousy. Jealousy is such an interesting emotion. Jealousy, one way that I love to transmute jealousy is to see how it's telling you what you want. It's helping us to clarify our desires. So if there's anyone or anything that you're feeling particularly possessive about or envious of, take some time, meditate, take some time with yourself. Find out what it is that you want. What do you want more of that you feel like you're lacking in some way? Let yourself get inspired. Write it down, and write it down as an affirmation. I want more pleasure. I want more sex. That's something that I think is coming through. I want more romance, more intimacy, more closeness. Yeah. So in terms of exhaustion, we see this right under the Four of Swords. If you're feeling particularly exhausted at this time, find ways to take breaks. It could be 5 minutes in between things. It could be closing your eyes, in the restroom, if that's the only place that you have, just a moment to breathe. But every moment that you have for rest, for stillness, for you, it counts. Every moment that you have where you get to just acknowledge how exhausted you are is supporting you in this balancing of your emotions, is supporting you in getting more emotional mastery and of connecting more to yourself. And then we have fulfillment, satisfied, self-actualized, and at peace. There are so many things that can add to an energy of satisfaction within us. If you're struggling with your intentions right now, your manifestations right now of this balancing, or if you just want more of this energy, move towards the things that bring you a sense of peace, whether that's being outside, being in nature, being around children, being around pets and animals, whether it is, again, I think sex is coming up a lot for this reading, sex and pleasure and intimacy. There is something about transmuting the energy that you're feeling, changing that energy, allowing that energy to transform something within you through pleasure, through you connecting to your desire, through you connecting to your body, through you dancing around naked, getting in the bath and just caressing your arm, your body, feeling into the supple nature of you, the rough patches of you, and just really being with you. Yeah. Maybe y'all gonna be having a lot of sex. There's just something, I'm really feeling this energy of intimacy, of deep intimacy. And we know that not all intimacy is just sex. Sex is one form of it, and sex is not one thing either. So I'm sensing this energy of expanding definitions of sex, expanding worldviews of pleasure, of connecting to an energy of satisfaction. Like, I have an image of someone like having an orgasm and then eating like a decadent piece of cake. Like there is like another level of pleasure that you can access for more of this balancing, especially with all that's going on in your life right now. There may be a lot of things that are not all the way figured out. There may be a lot of transition that you're in. And with that space, things can feel kind of wonky and off inside of us. Pleasure gets us into our body. Eating can get us into our body if we're doing it mindfully. And rest tends to do this as well. Rest, writing. So all of these emotions that are coming up are opportunities for you, if you're feeling them, if you access them, they're opportunities for you to use them for you, to get in touch with you more deeply. This is such an interesting reading. Okay. We have the new moon in Virgo, a time to give rather than take. So this card right now, I feel curious about because Cancer energy, this new moon in Cancer energy is also opposing Pluto in Capricorn. So if there's any place in your life where you overgive, especially to the detriment of you, this is not the time to keep giving from your empty cup or from your low energy. instead of giving externally, this feels more about giving to self. You know, the new moon in Cancer, the new moon in Virgo, when the moon is in this new phase, we can't see it from the earth. We see just kind of the sky, or like a little outline in a sense. We know that it's there. We can feel the moon's effects, but to the natural eye, to the naked eye, we can't see what all is going on. Right now, it might feel like, with all of the transition that you're facing, that you're blinded in some way to what's going on. I'm really picking up like the moon card in tarot. There's something about what you don't know, and instead of allowing that energy to shift into excess and to shift into anxiety and to shift into just spiraling thoughts, something that feels less balanced or off balance for you, this is the time to give to yourself even more, to give yourself more rest, to give yourself more ease, to give yourself more kindness. Yeah, wow. There's a very soft energy coming through. It feels like it may be an ancestor of yours. Either an ancestor or a spirit guide. Let's check in with them. Is there a message that you have for pile number 1? The 7 of Knives, the Son of Baskets, the Daughter of Sticks, the Son of Sticks. Let me clarify this Son of Sticks, the 6 of Baskets. All right, so this energy, this very soft energy that's coming through, if this is an ancestor of yours, this person is like, this energy of this being, it feels like they are offering, I taught you better than this, or I want more for you, in a sense. Kind of like maybe when you were a kid or when they were alive, when you knew them in this plane of existence, they loved the fierceness that you had within you. They taught you that it was important to be careful with your words and careful with your thoughts about things. That they praised you for being courageous and for taking risks, especially when it came to matters of your heart, when it came to relationships and your interpersonal dynamics with friends, with people, with career, with anything that allowed for you to express yourself. This person is saying, I taught you better. And not in a punitive way. It feels more like you know that there's more for you. You know that this period that you're in right now is not the end of your world. So whatever it is that you're grieving right now, whatever you're having intrusive thoughts about, whatever is causing disruptions to your sleep and to your rest, any ways that you're looking at the past and you're saying, I don't know if I could ever forgive myself for what I did or what I didn't do. This energy is saying, I taught you better than this. I taught you more, that there's more to life, that we don't have to keep just looking backwards as though that past experience, that painful, they're acknowledging that it's very painful. That very painful experience is not the only experience in your life that has shaped you or that will shape you. And so there's this like encouragement to remember what you were taught. That's an energy that's coming through. If this isn't an ancestor, if this is a guide, the message is similar, but instead of having that like very clear maybe memories as a child or as a young person, a younger person, being taught these truths, you can see over, like if you look over the relationships in your life, if you look at the pattern of them, if you look at how many of them started, how many of them ended, how many of them felt, there is this energy coming through of you've learned all there is for the past relationships that you've had. You've learned all there is. This lesson that you were trying to get, you've learned it. And it feels like a reminder, an encouragement, like you've learned it, you can let it go, you can start to move forward. You can start to think about what is next for you. You can start to dream of the possibilities, and you can enjoy yourself. You can let yourself be inspired. It's okay to feel whatever feelings come up for you, but to remember that they're yours. Whether that's jealousy, you don't have to feel shame about it. It's your feeling. That's how you feel. What is it trying to tell you? So there is this energy that you are very supported and you are very loved, very tenderly. And your guides, your ancestors, whoever this energy is to you specifically, because for each person it will be different, is offering that, just a word of encouragement, like it's okay. It's okay to rest. It's okay to dream. It's okay to exhale. It's okay to look at who you were in the past and who you are today and celebrate the things that are similar. And it's okay to grieve the things that have changed. Like it's okay for you to be who you are, as you are. Yeah. Okay. Look at that. Show the world the real you. Full moon in Aquarius. This fully summarizes all of this channeled message. Show the world the real you. It's time. It's time. It's time to just be you. No matter what other people are thinking or saying, it's time for you to get so focused on who you are that you don't have time, energy, or even interest in thinking about or overhearing what other people have to say about you. That's what it's time for. Let's see, affirmation. I am not the mind, I am not the body, I am spirit, I am light, I fall to rise. I am not the emotion, I am not the thought. You are spirit, you are light, and you fall to rise. That's what you're doing. The falling that you've been doing, the falling that you've done, is for you to rise. Well, let's leave this reading here. If you were drawn to pile number 2 or 3, I will see you very soon. And if not, thank you for spending some time with me, sharing some space. And I hope you got something really supportive out of this message. And I'll catch you in the future. Bye. Hey there, pile number 2. Let's see what your cards have in store for you. We have the 2 of Swords. What a great card. So something very intuitive is happening right now. And you may feel quite blinded by what all is going on. I would encourage you to check out pile number 1 if you haven't already. We have the 9 of Pentacles. All right. Looking good, looking good. We have the 9 of Cups. Okay, so you're at the end of something in time for this new moon in Cancer. You're at the end of it feels like at least two specific journeys, but they're very interwoven. So we can call it one. It feels like if one journey is a strand in time, it feels like you're on a braided journey, that there are maybe 2 or 3 strands woven around one another. And I love this imagery because it reminds me of DNA, right? That double helix. There's a spiralic nature to this image, to DNA. And it is one of the foundational aspects of who we are. It's what makes us each so unique from one another. Even those of us that are related, we might have such similar DNA, but we might not look exactly the same. We may have different personality traits, different temperaments. There is this journey that you're on that includes all of that. It includes the very fiber of your being. It includes how you feel about yourself, within yourself. It includes how you view what you do and what you create with your hands and with your intention and with your presence. And it also has a lot to do with you trusting yourself. So you're on this journey of trusting yourself, pile number 2, of trusting yourself all the more, of leaning into your intuition, leaning into your opinions in the sense of your knowing, the things that you can't quite fully describe, but you just know. You just know, like, you know, that thing don't work for you, or that thing is interesting to you. You just know. When I think the word opinions, I actually think of like a little kid. You know, kids can be very opinionated. Like, just think about a little kid that meets an aunt or an uncle for the first time, you know, first time for them. And maybe this aunt or uncle or community member or extended family member says, you know, I knew you when you were such a little baby. And this kid, maybe they're like 4 or 5 or 6, and they're just like, okay, yeah, thanks. I'm gonna go play now. Like, there's an opinion that this child has. It's not really spoken, but it's felt. And everyone understands that this kid is saying, I don't know you. You saying you know me, but I don't know you. And that's an energy that I'm feeling within this reading. It's like anything that is coming to you moving forward around this time of this new moon in Cancer, anything that is coming to you, if it doesn't feel good to you, if it doesn't feel aligned with all this work that you've been doing on your journey, if it doesn't feel satisfactory, if it doesn't feel pleasurable, interesting, if it doesn't feel tangible, if it doesn't feel reliable, you don't want it. You're just like, miss me with that. I don't know you energy. So there is this decisive sort of childlike discernment that is growing within you, that is built on you trusting yourself. Whew. That one took a while to pull that one out. I hope that it makes sense and that it's resonating if it's meant to. Loneliness. Okay, so you may be feeling a lot of loneliness at this time, or waves of it. And if you're not used to feeling the levels and the depths of loneliness that are coming through and kind of swirling within you and around you, it may cause you to doubt this season that you're in. It may cause you to doubt the journey that you're on. If you're making enough progress, there's definitely an opportunity for that. If we make a judgment about the person who is lonely, in this image, or you, if we make a judgment about you, then we say that there is something wrong with you and there is something wrong with your journey. Somehow you're not doing it right. But if we refrain from judgment and we notice, a lot of compassion can come up. I see this and I'm not judging, and I'm just thinking like, wow, this person looks really sad. I wonder what they're thinking. I wonder if they're thinking, I'm really sad. I'm not really hungry. I don't really care about this thing that's in front of me. What I sense that this new moon in Cancer is offering is for you to have more compassion for yourself, for all of the things that you feel, but especially loneliness. There are parts of our healing journeys where we are friendless, where it's just us and spirit walking along, where it's just you and your guides. Maybe you have 1 or 2 really good friends. Maybe you have a lover and it's just a really beautiful relationship. Maybe you have a sibling. Maybe you just have like 1 or 2. But otherwise, it's just you out here in the world, keeping to yourself mostly. That is in no way, it doesn't have to be a negative reflection of you. It may be that it's also a part of this braided journey that you're on. There are things that this person is learning on this very singular journey that these folks don't have the space to learn right now. There may be a time when this person connects with this person 2 years down the line and they have something to offer them. They have some wisdom to share. They have some healing to offer. They have, some joy to connect over. And in some way, it's only really possible because of how much time this person spent with themselves, with spirit. Somehow it's more possible to connect in a deeper way. This loneliness is also connected to your spiritual gifts and your mission, your career, your purpose, whatever language you want to use around it, your calling, whatever language feels quite right for you. This loneliness, it's supporting this journey in some way. It's an important part of this journey. There are things that you understand that are integral. They're so important for this journey that you're on. In desperation. I'm very curious about what makes this loneliness so important. Just in the event you're like, okay, I get how it could be, but I don't really understand. Okay. So there's either a person in your life now, or there's a person who is going to be in your life, or this is about your relationship with yourself. Any and all, whatever interpretation works best for you and resonates most deeply with you. That connection, that relationship, whether it's self, your relationship with yourself, your relationship with another person that is currently in your life or that is going to be in your life, that relationship is so incredibly healing. I'm talking like generations back for the both of you, or for just you, if it's a self-love relationship. There's something so deep that you're healing, a franticness, feeling out of control, and then the aftermath of the things that are done when you feel out of control, that is being healed so deeply through this relationship. And what they're giving me is, when you're in a space in your life, when you are incredibly lonely, you are so lonely that every day or most days you feel so alone. And you still find ways to be kind to yourself, to other people. You still find meaning in your days or structure or play. You still are living. You're still allowing yourself to exist, even though you are so alone so much of the time. Something transformative happens in admitting how lonely you are to yourself and maybe even to a witness, whether that's a therapist, a healer in some way. There's something that happens, admitting it to spirit. There's something that breaks open in your heart. Loneliness is like this experience of having a broken heart and trying so desperately to try to keep it together all the time. Loneliness can feel like that. But there is something different in saying, I am alone, or I don't have any friends, or yeah, I'm single and I've been single for a while, or no, I haven't had sex in years or months. Whether you chose any of these journeys or not, there is something transformative that happens in owning that you feel lonely. Instead of trying not to let your heart break or trying to keep it together, there's something very powerful on an emotional level and psychological level that occurs when you let your heart break. A book that I recommend that comes to mind is When Things Fall Apart by Pema Chodron, a Buddhist teacher. It's a really powerful, heart-healing book. So if you're feeling incredibly lonely, I recommend that. It might be supportive to you in a way. Wow. Something that I invite you to remember through this time is that everything has a season and everything happens for a reason. So the loneliness that you've been experiencing, it may be for many seasons that you've been experiencing it. It has to end at some point because everything changes. Everything comes to an end. We have the world card as this overall message. That is one of the things coming to an end. You have this self-satisfaction in your journey, this recognition of all that you've done and all that you've accomplished and all that you are capable of, with some deeper self-trust and healing of generations back around desperation, around loneliness. You shifting in this way to acknowledge yourself for all that you've done, to be honest with yourself and with your guides about the loneliness that you're feeling, about how hard it is at times. Feels like your heart is just obliterated, or you're in so much physical or emotional pain. That process that you're in, that you're at the end of, is the journey that aligns you with this person and or this deeper self-love relationship, this deeper union with yourself. Knowing spirit, it's probably both. Let's see what else we got. Prosperity lies ahead. New moon in Taurus, absolutely. This is the time to be sensing into what is coming, to be able to feel it. And I sense that you can feel that things are changing. The things that are changing is that there's going to be even more prosperity than maybe you've experienced in the past. Work through your fears. And these are a great juxtaposition to each other. We have Scorpio, we have Taurus. They are in opposition to each other. So when it doesn't feel as possible to be in this self-satisfied, I'm so proud of myself sort of energy, and focused on where you're going and what's coming to align with you, that's the time to be working through your fears. Because most likely you're feeling really fearful, you're feeling really scared. Things are not making as much sense. These are your tasks on your double helix braided journey for the next while, just in case you're feeling, and you have been feeling, very lost and very stuck or very blind to what might be next. That's it. Know that the prosperity lies ahead. Focus on that. Feel good about yourself. Be kind to yourself. Amp yourself up. Hype yourself up. And when you can't be in that energy, work through your fears. Work through your fears. Face the fears. Tell yourself what you're afraid of. There's so much power in that. I'm scared that this will happen. Write it down on paper. See it. Being able to see it, being able to see the monster or the shadows somehow makes them feel less scary, makes them more manageable. Let your fears be more manageable. You've been working through so much this whole time. And you're at that last little itty bit of the toothpaste, you know? When it's just about done, that's where you're at, that last little itty bit of toothpaste. Be what you seek. Let your desires inspire you to transform. Match the vibration of what you want. It's just further aligning with this energy right here. When you're getting so tired of feeling so lonely, when you're getting so tired of doubting your journey, when you're getting so tired of feeling so desperate and feeling so afraid, focus on your vibration. Remind yourself, what is it that I want again? How far have I come again? What am I grateful for? What did I say? Did that reading say that prosperity lies ahead? Is that what I'm sensing? Is that the affirmation that I'm getting? That good things are coming? That abundance is here? Let me focus on that. All right, this is your new moon in Cancer reading. If you were drawn to another pile, we did say check out pile number 1, so I would definitely still recommend that if you haven't already seen it. If you're drawn to pile number 3 as well, I will see you very soon, and if not, I will catch you in the future. I hope you take good care, being what you seek. I hope that everything you desire just attracts to you and aligns to you because you're focusing on your vibration and matching it to what you want. Ashe to you. I'll catch you in the future. Bye. Hey there, pile number 3. If you were drawn to this reading, let's see what your cards have to say to you. Ooh, the 10 of Swords. That feels like such a good omen for the time of this new moon in Cancer, because every ending is also a new beginning. It's inevitable that something new will happen when something is ending. Wow. The 2 of Wands, right? Maybe you're clarifying, maybe something that's ending and beginning is that you're clarifying your vision. Your vision is getting clearer about what it is you want in your life. And the Page of Swords. I feel like you have some big ambitions, some big ideas about things. And it feels like they're things that you have felt before, things that you have thought before. Like whether from your youth, whether from dreams that you've had, meditations that you've been through, vision quests, visions you've had. There's something about this page doesn't feel young. This page feels very wise. This page feels like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. I've been around here before. We have the Eight of Cups. So there is something pretty significant that I have a sense that you walked away from within the past 8 months, definitely. 8 months-ish. Time and energy are kind of fluid. But there's something that you're coming to the very end of in your processing of it. And it's something that just within the next few weeks, it feels like the energy is going to shift quite quickly. Like, it feels like you could just wake up one day and not feel a desire to ruminate about this past experience any longer, where it feels like, so we're looking at this card, right? The Eight of Cups, and we can see this person, we can see their back, but I have this image of you waking up one day, going from the third person perspective to the first person perspective. Instead of seeing the back of you as though you're outside of yourself, you wake up one day and you can see where you're headed. You can see the next step to take because your focus is back where it belongs, where your energy wants to be. All right, let's see. Let's see what emotions might be coming up for you at this time. Ooh, relief. What a beautiful feeling. So something that you've been very worried about, that's another thing that's beginning. A season, a period of ease, of reassurance coming in more easily. Maybe for you, towards you, you're being kinder to yourself. Of reassurance coming in more easily when you ask for it in your relationships. Of people getting to know you more deeply, more intimately, so they kind of learn when you need reassurance based on how you're responding or not responding. People just helping you out. They're like, oh my goodness, there are cats in a tree. Well, I have a ladder, let me go help. It's like more people in your life. Either you've walked away from a lot of situations, a lot of people, and there are literally like there are, in terms of quantity, in terms of number, there are less people in your life, but the quality of them is so high that it feels strange to say you don't have as many people around. Like, it's like, well, why would I focus on that? Like, these folks are like my people. It might be something like that. And within that, there's just so much ease. Like, even in moving through conflict, moving through tension, there's just so much ease. It might be so astounding to you how quickly it will shift, how quickly your focus will shift towards the places and the people that feel so soothing to be around. You're gonna be surprised. You might be real surprised. Really, really, really surprised. You know, I really like this image because this person, it feels like they're being mirrored. And seeing this person from the back with their arms up here, I'm like, oh, were they trying to scare them? That's the first thought that comes to mind. That may be your first thought at times. You might get startled by how easeful your life is becoming. When people are reassuring to you, when people are kind to you, when people go out of their way for you, when you notice your inner dialogue is kinder to you, or there is like, where there used to be a lot of rumination, there's just empty space now in your head. It might be scary, it might be startling, like jarring. You might notice that your nervous system kind of like, they're like little like, I don't know what to call them. Your startle response might be acting out at this time. It might feel like there are little twitches that you have, or shock waves are sent under your skin, or pinpricks are on your skin. It might, like, you're gonna feel the nerves connecting in a new way, and that may hurt. Like, it's not like a big pain, but it might be a small like pinprick. It might be several pinpricks. It might feel like a little stab. There's just something new is happening for you in your life. There's so much ease, and you're literally going to be feeling the new neurological pathways forming. And that, like I say to my clients all the time, you're doing brain surgery. Like, it's a very tender inner experience. So it might hurt sometimes. Wow. Wow, okay. I'm like, even though I'm saying it's gonna hurt, I'm excited. I hope you're excited. You're very close to achieving your goal. Yes, that. You must have been wanting ease for so long. Just wanting things to go easier, wanting things to be, just wanting a chance to slow down, and for your life to feel like it could move at a pace like that, just enough to get your bearings before the next thing happens. It feels like the universe is saying, I can do you one better. Instead of just having a moment in between crises, I'm gonna give you stretches of time that are easeful. It's gonna be real surprising. And I think the surprise is you might remember that you asked for this. You asked the universe for exactly what is coming through at this time and in this day when you wake up. Like, it just feels like the snap of a finger. You're going to wake up one day and feel like, oh, it's like all the work you've been doing just clicked into place in this wonderful formation. And one day you feel how solid all the work you've been doing is. You've been in the midst of it for so long. You've been setting the boundaries. You've been walking away from the people and the places you needed to. You've been allowing yourself to process all of it. Try to clarify your vision. And then one day, things just click in a new way. Because you're stepping out of your comfort zone so much more consistently than you have before. And your affirmation, something new is on its way to you. Loosen your grip to release and receive. This message has felt so synchronistic. Every card that we've pulled has felt very connected to the main message. Something new is coming. You're gonna be surprised, but it's gonna bring you a lot of ease. I'm excited for you. And yeah, just keep going. You've got this. You've got this. And if it hurts, just, laugh through the pain. Laugh through the pain. All right, we'll pause our reading here, and I'll catch you in the future. Bye.